The last few months, I've been working on building this thing, a DIY analog modular synthesizer in the Cosmo format that I'm about to donate to Synth Library Portland.
I made him go back down so that I could get the shot. Good stuff.
Hey, it's actually not as heavy as it looks. Thank you.
Clearly a labor of love, kind of.
Yeah.
I've been building these Cosmo format modules for years now, and I've got several circuits that are perfectly great, but they're just not a part of my daily workflow, and instead of collecting dust, someone should be playing them. I roughed out a box in Fusion 360 and then input the dimensions for my measurements. I marked everything out on plywood and took it down to my buddy Vincent's basement. He was kind enough to help me chop this thing up. With a little bit of basic spray paint, it was time for final assembly. I put in a couple hours of gluing, screwing, and clamping, and then I got to work building my synthesizer case. I added rails for the synth modules to screw into, and then I added some rubber feet. With the case ready to go, I popped in an actual spring reverb tank, as well as 2 power supply units, both of them from AI Synthesis. One of these power supply units was donated by Abe Engel of AI Synthesis himself, who heard about my project and just wanted to help. Thanks a lot, Abe, I appreciate it. I've routed the power out to some couplers on the outside of the case so that it can be plugged and unplugged easily. Now it's time to pop in all these modules and see how she looks. Ooh, yeah, it fits pretty good. It's pretty exciting to be close to the home stretch on this thing after all this time. I used this special power connector cable that has the positive and negative voltage rails clipped off and has nothing but the ground wires. I'm using that to connect the 2 power supply units to each other so that they always share a common ground. I'm using these flat-bottomed machine screws instead of wood screws to affix the modules in place because the chamfered bottom of a wood screw would pressure the 3D prints to split. After drilling pilot holes to mount each module, all that was left was to screw everything into place, and now I guess we've got a working synthesizer on our hands. Every single module in this build is one that I have a video about on my channel, either reviewing it or providing some kind of demo or build log, so check out the other videos in this series if you want a more detailed account of how this all works.
Hi, my name is Wesley, and this is Matthew Rempus of the Synthesizer Library Portland. So can you tell us a little bit about what you do here?
Yeah, sure. Thanks for donating this amazing synth over here.
Absolutely.
So yeah, the Synth Library Portland is a community nonprofit. We're all about like sharing the joys of experimenting with electronic music. Like we have this studio here where folks can come in and learn all about various synths that we have here, like through workshops. We do DIY stuff, but one of our more popular things is our lending program where folks can actually check out synths for like 3 weeks at a time. I think we've had like 3,000 or more loans at this point over the past couple of years we've been lending it, so that's been great to get gear out into folks' hands in the Portland community. And we also do like various performances here in the space. Like I typically host like a bi-monthly open channels. It's kind of just like open mic for electronic music, but we also have like concerts. Should probably mention Synth Library Portland is kind of like weirdly situated in the Lloyd Center, just in the middle of the mall. So yeah, if you're interested in checking out anything related to synthesizer or electronic music, definitely come check us out.
Well, I'm super stoked to get involved. Thanks for hosting me and for letting me put my old modules to use and not just like collect dust, and hopefully people get to play them. I'll post a link to the Synthesizer Library website in the description, so if anyone sees this is interested in checking them out, you absolutely should. Everything in this box is for the library. Awesome. And I've got a couple of power supply units, a nice little like bass overdrive. I'm also dropping off an expression pedal because I have an expression pedal interface.
Yeah, it was the foot control, is it?
Yeah, yeah.
You told me at the time that it was like it was kind of like based off of the Cosmo format and like the music from outer space, like 5U-ish kind of thing, but it's like your own take on it.
Well, I intended for it to be Cosmo, and then I just got the measurements just incorrect enough that it wasn't quite compatible.
Yeah.
So I kind of conceived of this thing as being sort of like either like a 2-voice synth or like kind of a stereo patch type of deal, or you can just kind of stack everything together and mix it down.
For the sake of viewer retention, I'm going to skip the breathless, nerdy explanation of what everything in the synth does, but I've got a whole video dedicated to each module if you're curious. In summary, Matthew and I geeked out until it was time for the Synth Library's next appointment.
Oh, and one last thing, Abe Engel of AI Synthesis donated one of the power supplies to this project, and they're both his, but one of them I already had, and the other one he heard about the project and just was like, here, so shout out to Abe Engel, thanks.
Yeah.
Okay.
How does that feel?
Feels good having that thing out of my studio space. Weirdly, I feel like it's been kind of getting in the way of me like doing creative stuff because it's just physically like constantly 4-foot box of wood that's like standing in my path at all times. Let's get a new home.
How kind of you to make it someone else's problem.
Right, yeah, it's pretty generous of me.